Hello. Welcome back to my channel. That is a mommies, aunties, and uncle, brothers and sisters. This is your girl, Ishedwoluwa Tolulope Ogunleye Haya Hadeusi. It's another wonderful episode of Cooking with Tolu, or as we say in this house, Tolu Cook. It's gonna be a very simple recipe or basic ingredients that I use for a lot of my recipe that I'm doing today. It's my ginger and garlic paste. I put this when I'm boiling my meat. I put this when I'm cooking my stew, when I'm making a soup. I use this for a whole lot of things. It is when you have your ginger. As you can see, I'm already peeling the ginger to get a head start, and I take my garlic peeled and I blend it together. Guys, this garlic, I was able to buy it already peeled. If you know your girl, I do not like to unwrap bouillon cubes. I do not like to peel garlic. Even if I have my ginger already peeled, I will buy it peeled, and it will make my process very, very fast. And my mama usually helped me with this. She taught me that way because I don't like to do a whole lot of this end work, but today I'm doing this for y'all. So I have my ginger peeling already, and let me introduce you to the simple just 4 ingredients that we're going to be using for this ginger and garlic paste. Of course, the ginger, you want to go for the organic ginger. Organic ginger is more spicy and potent. You get the whole flavor, and you don't have to use a whole lot of ginger for you to be able to achieve the goal you're going for. So we're gonna have the ginger. This one is already peeled. I'm working my way through it. And we're gonna be using some peeled garlic. This is peeled. I was able to get the container, so I take out the ones I want to use for the ginger and garlic paste. I'm gonna do just garlic only and ginger only another time, but today I'm doing the garlic and ginger paste. And this is my olive oil. 100% olive oil is what I like to use, and right here I have Seasalt, and it's majorly gonna be for preservative, because when all this is put together, you can store it in the coldest area of your refrigerator and it will last you up to about 3 months, or you can put it in your freezer and it lasts you about 6 months. And whenever you want to cook, you bring it out, you put it in. You don't have to peel no ginger, you don't have to peel no garlic. It's ready to go. It makes your cooking faster, trust me when I say so. So guys, this is Tolu Cook, and let the fun begin.
Tell me who plans better, that dream come true. She not there disappointed.
So as you can see, I'm peeling my garlic. I like to use one of these because I do not want to waste it, and I want to get a clean peel. And if there are some dents in it, I just take my small knife and I use that to take that out. And if you don't have a peeler in the house, you can always use a knife. And sometimes I do that too. You just take your knife, secure your ginger very well within your hands. Watch out, you don't want to cut yourself. And just use, if you know you're heavy on the hand, please use the back of your knife. It does the job well. If you use the back of the knife, it peels. Or you can just use your peeler. You don't want to waste your ginger. The skin of the ginger is actually very healthy, but because I do this paste and a lot of the recipe, I don't want to see the skin. If I blend it the way it is right now, it's gonna have a lot of shaft in the puree by the time I done blending it together. So I have to peel it, because if I'm making something that it's like very, very clear, I don't want to see that in it, you know. But like when I'm doing my jollof rice, I really want it to be clean. You see, we can use either one. The back of your knife works well. You want to get it clean as you can go, or you can just use the peeler. It does the same magic. The ends, just use your knife to just kind of cut off just a little. Try not to waste the ginger. You don't want to lose any money into the sink or into the garbage. And guys, the reason why I like to do a whole lot of first-hand prepping and putting in the fridge or in my freezer is because when I want to cook, it makes my cooking faster. I don't have to be in the kitchen forever. One of the reasons a lot of people don't like to cook is because of the time it takes. It's so time consuming. So because of that, they just go out and go buy something. But if you have a whole lot of things prepped and all you have to do is mix it together, you'll be surprised. You kind of feel more interested in the cooking process, because that way it doesn't take you whole day. And when you buy all the stuff, if you go to the African store to go buy a jar of ginger and garlic paste, that is already, you don't even know if the ginger is authentic, if the garlic is fresh. You don't know what is in there because it's already blended together. Guess what? You're gonna be buying a big jar for about $14.99, which is about $15, or I'm not sure how much it will be in other parts of the world. But if I tell you how much money I'm spending here, you'll be surprised. And I'm gonna get a whole lot more than that. So it's just the same way like when we make shito. It's cheaper for us when we make it, and it's more delicious and more healthy, and we know actually what goes into it. And that's why I always want to make my own stuff. Now that my ginger is already peeled, I'm just gonna get a chopping board and try and cut them into smaller pieces. I don't have to do anything with the garlic, then just rinse it. I like doing this, prepping my peppers ahead of time. Once my peppers is already like blended and in the freezer or in the fridge, my meat is already boiled in the freezer or in the fridge, it makes things a whole lot easier for me, because if it's on a day that I'm tired and I really don't want to be in the kitchen for long, I can put the rice in the rice cooker, put a pot on the stove, dice some onions, put in the blended tomatoes, bell pepper puree, and add my meat to it, and voila, 15 minutes after, I have rice and stew. And you know, once I already have these, all I just have to do is put it in when I put in my onions for more flavoring. My people, if you eat that stew, you won't know that I cooked it under 20 minutes. I can tell you that. That is the benefit of having things prepped ahead of time. So if you can see, I'm almost done dicing this. Ginger is a little bit hard for the blender blades, so you don't want to make it big chunks, because you don't want to kill your blades and you don't want to overwork your blender. In as much as I know my blender is very powerful, I still don't like to overwork it because I use that blender a whole lot. I just want to make sure I rinse it good. I always like to put in the garlic to the bottom because the garlic will blend faster. And if you feel like you don't like this little stuff on the end, you can go ahead, take it off. It doesn't make any difference, to be honest with you. That's majorly the only thing. And I just toss in the blender as I take that off the hands. The more stuff you try to, the dents and dings that you try to get off, it just makes it finer and makes it more cleaner. But to be honest with you, that don't hurt nothing. So I decided to take off the little bit of the garlic. That is out. Now I have my garlic in there. And this is my ginger. I rinsed it before I peeled. I rinsed after I peeled. And I'm just gonna dump that in. So I'm using about 1.5 pounds of garlic to 2 pounds of ginger. So once that is done, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm using 1 cup of olive oil. I'm gonna put that in. And I'm gonna be using 1 tablespoon. I'm gonna be using 1 tablespoon of salt. You see? Exactly 1 tablespoon. And that's it. And high cover. And I'm I'm gonna start blending. No water at all. The oil that I put in, the olive oil, is gonna be our liquid that helps us with the blending. So I crush it down first, then I go to blend. Time to time, and I try to push it down because I really do not want to add any more liquid to it. I do not want to put no water. I already put 1 cup of olive oil, and that's all I want in it. If I want to add more water, I can, but I always want my ginger garlic paste to be thick. I do not want it watery because I do not want to lose. I don't want to have to use a whole lot when I'm cooking. I just want to use 1 tablespoon and know that I have the deal. I'm gonna try and push down again and let it crush it one more time. All the ginger is almost crushed. The garlic is perfectly crushed. Scrape down. So that went on for about a minute. I can show you how it looks like now. You see that? That's what I have. You see how white it looks. It doesn't have any shaft in it. I make sure I want it to look very, very clean. You see that? That looks beautiful and it smells amazing. Imagine all the soup I will use this to cook. Hey, ooh la la. Then you can start singing when you're cooking now. Which kind soup? Tolu kuku ogbonna soup. Hey. So now I'm gonna switch it to blend. I'm gonna let it blend for about 3 to 5 minutes, and voila, it's done. And that has been going on for about 5 minutes. Tip to consider, if your blender is not as strong, I do not want you to burn the coil. So you can do it in batches. You don't have to do it at once. Or if you still did that and it's not giving you the result you want and you feel like your blender is struggling, you can actually add maybe about ½ cup to 1 cup of water. I do not want you to put too much oil because you're going to be cooking with oil and you don't want to overpower your food with a lot of oil. But if you look in here, I have a clean bowl set out already. So I'm going to go ahead. I try to secure the blade. I don't want the blade to dump out. Look at that beauty. You see? I'm good for another few weeks. I don't have to mess with ginger and garlic. And my food is gonna taste yummy. So now this is the ginger garlic. See how creamy that looks. Let me pull that out for you so you can see. Look how smooth and look how creamy. So with this being done, if you want to cook like you're trying to make your chicken stew, your goat meat stew, your ogbono soup, your vegetable soup, all you have to do is take about 1 to 2 tablespoons. After you put in your oil and your onions, put this in and it fries, and that's your ginger and garlic right there. Check it out, try it and let me know what you think, because you don't have to peel, you don't have to do it every single time you're cooking. Now I'm good for the next 3 to 6 months, depending on how much I cook. But guys, I cook a lot though. This one might not last more than 1 to 2 months. Just saying. Love you. Remember to love your family, hold on to your faith, and keep your wonderful friends. Don't let them go. They are the tree of life. I love you, and I'll see you at the next episode of Tolu. Mwah.